So as I told you, I'm going to run through the 2-year-olds real fast, lightning fast, just to tell you where they're at, when they're racing, how they've done, when they might be back. We'll start with Ale Sun. She's been out for two and a half weeks. Most of these horses will be coming back the first part of December. Stop it. First part of December, and she is one of them. Anteros is in training right now and will continue to be in training until he hits the track. When will that be, Anthony? 7 weeks. What's the date there? October? November, December. First part of December. My birthday, he should be ready to go. Curb was crowd. He looks good on the track. I don't know if Harry started training him back again. I believe he has. He'd been in 30, I believe. You know what? I'm going to train. Oh, we do have another horse, Easton Ivy. You guys don't know about Easton Ivy. I'll tell you about him another time. Easton Ivy has to train on Monday. I'm going to train him. I'll train Anteros on Tuesday. I'll tell Harry I'll go with him. So Anteros is training. Arctic Force is out. He's going to be out for another, 4 weeks, 3 weeks until he heads to Florida with Doug Brown. He can start training him the first couple of weeks of December. He should be ready February.
Show the camera.
No, that's pretty. Yeah, it's big. It's a quarry. Yeah, it's huge. First couple of weeks of, I guess, the end of February, we should have him ready. And he was lightly raced, but ran out of races. Was just starting to get really good at the end of his 2-year-old meet, which is great. We love seeing horses that are moving forward at the end of their 2-year-old season. Beach Boutique, we gave her a month off. She's going to come back in another 3 weeks, and we'll start back with her. Some little aches and pains. Not a big deal. It looks, I thought when I drove her, I thought she raced well. Certainly didn't race well her last start. She was on the left line, drifting across the track a little bit. But she is a baby. Those things will happen. Beach Bum BB's done. Brandon Bates actually has a horse coming to the Breeders' Crown himself next week. He has offered to ship Beach Bum BB back. So we'll get her throat looked at when she comes back, and we have to have it operated on. We'll get that done, and then we'll turn her out for 2 months. Brandon's pretty sure that she's going to make a decent 3-year-old. I don't know if she's a stake, like high-end stake material, but still a very useful horse. Paced in 54, 55 this year, shows a quarter in 27. Pretty happy with what I've seen from Beach Bum BB. I think everybody is. Bottle of Red is coming back in 2 weeks from Sean Breezebois, Breezy Acres, Breezy Corners, Breezy whatever it is. She's coming back, and we'll begin training. She's going back to Kevin. Obviously, this is a filly we had a lot of hope for. Hooked on a line at the end of the year. Ended up she had a line in her knee. We gave her time off. Yeah, and Ollie. Brush Cut is back. You said he's back today. Brush Cut's back today. He's going to start jogging and training under Kevin today. A little short in his vacation up just a hair, but that's not the end of the world. Cabernet, I schooled her in 59 the other day. Looked to qualify her Thursday morning in 58. Canadian Titan, a well-deserved rest for our girl. She put together a $55,000 2-year-old year, and she $55,000 2-year-old year, and she has gone out to the field for a couple of months. Capistrano, same thing. She put together 40. Was the points leader going into the semifinals, faltered, and is done for the year. Classic Con, he could have come back too. Where's he at? Tommy's? Next week. Classic Con's going to come back. Oh, wait, he's in. Yeah, this will be 3 weeks, right? He's coming back soon. We're only going to give him 3 or 4 weeks off and start him back up. We'll see how he looks when he comes back. Compass Rose DC, first part of December again for her. Don't Believe Me, Just Watch. We'll be racing on Thursday. I schooled him in 59 off half and one and a bit on Thursday morning. Emerald Miss arrived yesterday. She's in Kevin McMaster's barn. A little bit of change of scenery for her, and she will be training down for Kevin. She'll probably be ready mid to start January. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Let's get the boat.
Wow. 1,
That's
2,
cool.
3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8.
Enduring Strength is racing Thursday. A little bit flat in this final, the grassroots final, but nevertheless has had a pretty good year. Approaching $30,000 made this year, and it's got a mark of 58. Can't ask for too much more for a 2-year-old trotting colt. Excellent Nation is training down now, starting to look good. Harry wanted to inject his ankle the other day. That's a no. So we just put a little blister on him and trained him down. Let me clarify. The reason he may have wanted to inject him was because he had that ankle operated on, and Harry's of the belief that you inject the ankle after you start back with the horse. I don't share that belief that much. I'll talk to the vet about it. I shouldn't say I shouldn't, but I never had. Start back with them. I expect we should be able to get the horses to the track without too much veterinarian intervention. And I believe the same for Excellent Nation. So we're going to start training him. There's no issue with that. It was more Harry being very cautious with Excellent Nation, which is his job. Forged in Fire is back jogging now. We'll probably start training him the first part of November. First part of November, the end of October, we'll start training Forged in Fire. Frontier Cruise raced good the other night out of the 8-hole. He did finish 9th. Not very often you're going to hear me say a horse raced great out of the 8-hole finishing 9th, but he actually did. Passed a horse down the lane, left good, get stung to the front, stretched him out good. I expect he'll have a decent race left in him. Hopefully 2 or 3 of them for the Harvest Series next week. Giddy Up Max is out. He'll be back in another 6 weeks' time. Max had an okay 2-year-old year. Took a mark of 56. Made $10,000 or $11,000. A bit of an underachiever, but we'll see how he does. We'll see how Max does in 2020. Globetrotting, our biggest hope of the year. I don't want to blow any smoke up anybody's butt, but she's racing in the Breeders' Crown next week. Expectations have to be tempered. It is the end of her 2-year-old season, which was a long 2-year-old season. Now she's racing against the best 2-year-old fillies in the world, North America, in the Breeders' Crown this coming Friday. The eliminations in the final. We all know she's going to be a bit of a long shot, but absolutely deserves to be here. It's just been a tremendous filly for us. Harness AM is out now. We bought her. How much did I like Harness AM? We bought her sister. Harness AM had a good year. A lot of bad luck. Drew the outside a couple of times. And a bit of a frustrating season with her. Always drew outside and always seemed to find the toughest ones in the division. That will happen. And hopefully it is rectified in 2020. A little bit of luck coming her way would be warranted, I would hope. Hometown Boys will be back next week. He'll be back. Yeah, he'll be back next week. He's going to Kevinsburn. Obviously, he had a bit of a lazy 2-year-old season, so I'm going to send him down where Kevin is going to train him pretty hard on his way back to the races, which will probably do him some good. We're parked now. I can have this. I'll play it alone. We'll come back next week. As I said, we give him a short rest, and then we are going to campaign him throughout the winter, whether it be Mohawk, London, wherever it is, Flamborough. I'll play it alone. He's going to have to show me that he's a stake horse. In 2020, and to do that, he's going to have to put up some numbers and look like the horse we qualified in June. I know it's in there, expected to be found in the winter of 2019-2020. Inland Beach, she'll be back in another 4 or 5 weeks. We're going to give her a complete 8 weeks off. A lot of these horses ending their stake season, getting 2 months would be the second week, I would say, in December is when they'll be back in. Jailhouse Master, he's going to take a little more time. He had a line in his foot. He had to stand for a while, and then we will turn him out for a good 2 months. You won't see him back at the barn until probably the first part of January. Johan will start back this week. He's already started back on the walker. Might have to take him back down to Jason's. I don't know if Harry's going to get along with Johan acting up in the barn. Castrating him probably will help that. I should have castrated that horse when he first got injured back in June. That's on me. Just for Me and You made a break, a very uncharacteristic break. She made one on me. She made one on Dave Plone. Difference is she can back trotting for Dave Plone and finish second. The night she ran on me, she did not. But raced very, very good. Had a decent year. Took a mark of 57, 58. Another filly that kind of drew bad and had bad luck all year long. Knocked down, drag out another month in the field. Then she's likely heading to Florida, I guess. I was making a case to send her to New Jersey to Nifty Norman, but Nifty does not have room for her. Not that shocking. Nifty's got a big enough barn for his own horses. Marzank Hanover's got the rail. Finally, we got her on a B track. The reason we didn't, her knees bother her quite a bit. She's a Mach 3. Kevin's done such a great job. I know it doesn't show it on the lines, but Kevin's done a great job campaigning her. She's got the rail at Flamborough on Wednesday. I'm going to drive her. I can tell you she'll likely be near the front end on Wednesday. Miss Brampton Beast is in to go on Monday. She trained good this week. She's had a pretty good end of the year. I think Mario had talked about changing her bridle back to a closed and putting her on the front end this week. Maybe easier said than done. It's you can't just hold up a flag and say I'm gonna be on the front end. Sometimes it costs a little much to get to the front end, yeah, especially at Mohawk. So we're gonna try and probably race her near the front end again this week. Miss Mischief Maker will be coming back in a couple of weeks. She'll be heading probably to Kevin's barn, maybe Harry's barn. We'll see how the numbers look by the time she comes in. Muscle Chrome will be coming back in at that time also. I don't know whether I'll send her back up to Mario. Not sure yet, but she'll be coming back in 2 weeks. Nancy Allison, I got to look at her dates. I want to give her a good 2.5 months, good 2 months off. I don't think she's even a month yet, so she might be the end of October, November, the end of November might be Nancy Allison. Need your opinion? She's going to get 6 to 8 weeks off. First to second week of December, she'll be back. Olympic Hopeful is in Florida with Angie. I'll get an update from Angie this week about her. Overdue Mission, same thing. Probably first week of December, we'll bring her back along with Path of Totality. Really Blue Chip is going to be heading to Florida with Doug Brown the first part of next month, simply because I want to put the weight on her and I want to watch her feet. Her feet bother her, this filly. So being in Florida will help her, I believe. Rooney Blue Chip arrived back today. I sent him down to Kevin's barn. Going to do a little training out of the Kevin McMaster stable. Rose Run Valiant will be coming back the first or second week in December. Rose Run Versatile, she's coming back in a week or two. Sebastian Yu, he's coming back in a week or two also. Sometimes things happen. He's going to be out to the first part of December. Spirit, Spend That Money, she'll probably come back in the first part of December also, down to Jason's barn. Spirited Dio will be going to Florida with John Bootenshane next month. I mentioned a couple of reasons why. One, her feet. Two, she's not really built for a half-mile track. She doesn't get around our track well. If you remember last year, she spent most of the time on the run. So sending her to a warmer climate with a softer surface and bigger tracks, probably smart. Sunshine and Shade is racing on Thursday. A little sick the other day. That looked at him, scoped him, put him on a little dose of antibiotics. He's going to race next Thursday evening. Susie K, here's an odd case. Susie K could have been sold, I guess, this summer. She's going to get a month. Come back. I'm going to race her. And if things don't work out really well right away for Susie, I think we'll maybe put her in the January Ohio sale. I guess you're probably going to get a little more. It'll all come out in the wash, but I think you'll probably get quite a bit more for a filly who's racing than a filly you just rested and that you're resting. So that might be the best course of action anyway for Susie and her clients. Who knows? She might come back great. We might never talk about selling her again. Trafalgar's going to be ready to go in a couple of weeks, probably 3 weeks. She'll be ready for the autumn series in London, I believe. So we'll probably, what I'd like to do is school her, qualify her, race her once, and then take her to London. We'll see how that works out. Watch Ev, another horse I said we'll give 6 weeks off to. He'll be back end of November, first part of December. Willpower Fashion, or Wiggle Delight. Wiggle Delight's going to race on Monday for Mario. Drew the rail. Trained good this week. We'll see how she races. Willpower Fashion. Want to give him a sufficient amount of time. I got a lot of respect for this horse. We'll see how he comes back. And Zeb Sunshine, I would suspect same thing. First part of December will bring him back in. A little longer than I thought, 13.5 minutes, but we got through them all. So that's all the 2-year-olds. No point telling you guys about all the yearlings yet. Some of them aren't in. Some of them are just broke. Some of them just landed on the site. And obviously, we still got some more to buy. So all the horses are on the site except for 5 or 6. 2, 3, 4 are arriving on Monday-ish. And a couple still have to be put on the site. So that's it for the 2-year-olds. You guys know about that. All I got left is the stables. You know what? I'll probably do the stables on the way home tomorrow. Anyway, that's enough for now. It's time to go eat some turkey. Talk to you guys soon.